Hey everyone, a very good morning. So here we are for day three of this Inktober challenge. All right, so we have our first two participants, first two viewers here. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Super grateful. Okay, let's wait for a few more people here. Yes, it's Nchari here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, Hema, Karthik. Our regulars are here. Superb, super. We have 7 people joining us so far. That 8. Yes, I was the first. Hey, hey, hey. I was the first. Yes, Krishna is here. Krishna Varta, Pooja Srinivas, all the familiar faces. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Okay, I hope you're all comfortable with the vertical way that I've said it so that's the I can just you can see this drawing with maximum detail. Let me know, just give me a yes if you think that this vertical view is much more convenient, or if you want me to turn horizontal, just comment in horizontal. Yes, I know, right? These people, Hema, Pooja, Krishna, they were all there for the Falgunis here. Good morning. Superb, superb. Loving the spirit, loving the spirit. The view is booming now. Superb, okay? So I'm going to be going ahead with this vertical format for the rest of this class. And yeah, let's do it that way. Very suitable for mobile devices. That's exactly what we're doing here. Yes. Neelam, good morning. Yes, Neelam, another regular. Good to see you. Okay, so I hope everyone here has the pencil outline drawn because we are going to be starting ahead right with the inking. Okay, we're going to start ahead right with the inking. So the sketch that I'm going to be doing, everything that I've shared in the drive, in the Google Drive link that I've shared, you can find. You'll be able to find every single thing that you need. So the very first thing is you have to pencil. You have to have a very good pencil sketch. Only with that, everything else will come in place. The next is, let's take out fine liners. So I'm going to be using mostly 005 for this. Okay, 005 for this and 01 for a darker area. I'm going to also be using a dash of 03. I'm also going to be using a dash of 03 for some of the really dark areas. So when you're drawing, you can divide your drawing into light, medium, and dark. The lighter areas or the smaller details, what I'm going to be working with 005. The point 1 is going to be for the much more medium toned areas, and point 3 for the darker areas, needless to be said. I'm going to be using my 005 pen, and I'm going to start by just adding in a few lighter details around here. Okay, I'm going to start with that. So first, let's simply outline this circle here. The reason I'm using a very light pen for this part, the reason I'm using a really light pen for this small areas is because then I'll be able to capture more details with very less space. A light tip is very good at capturing details. A light tip is not just about a light pencil tip is not just about drawing a light, but also about capturing the small details. So if you were to go much more detail, you will be able to use a much more lighter pen, like like 003. Okay, so here I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start by just lining this here. So here, small lines here, small lines here. Like let's just do these small lines here. Then as for these areas, I can use strokes to draw it in a. The music that's playing in the background, that's my amma playing it when she's cooking. Wait, closing the door. I think that should be much more fainter. I wish I had a much more soundproof studio. Hopefully, in the like that's going to be the next upgrade. I'm going to have a much more soundproof, YouTube friendly studio. So here, see, notice how I'm using 005 pen to just gently create this stroke, like this effect. Notice how it's radiating outwards in all direction. This helps create a nice fluffy look for the hair. Make sure you don't draw a solid outline for this, because that's becomes counterproductive. It's up to you. See, you can drawing the same subject is up to you. These live streams are here to help you, to inspire you, to motivate you, and to help you stay consistent. If you're joining me for this live, remember that I'll be penciling it. In fact, I'll be sharing all the images that you need to draw prior. In fact, I'm absolutely loving these morning sessions. It brings on a much more regularity in me, because otherwise I would have woken up by this time. By around 7 I would have woken up. But this helps me wake up much more early in the morning. And I'm starting my day doing something I love, drawing and teaching. So I love this. In fact, I'm thinking of continuing this even after continuing these morning sessions, even after October. Probably I can make it a regular part of the Soulflow calendar, that you come for these morning live streams. See, notice how I am flicking my pens and radiating it out all the way. And do the same for this. Do the same for this. There. So that's with the face. See, note how I'm just using these strokes radiating outwards to create a hair-like effect here. I can emphasize on this a little bit on these outside edges, and that'll just help form a very nice look for this. Let me work on the ears here. For the ears, I'm going to draw strokes that curves in this direction. See this? Notice how I'm drawing strokes that curves in this direction. See? The key is to understand the flow of it. Right? The key is to really understand the flow of how the strokes are going. So now here I'll just also use a folder pen to show you this. Something, see? Immediately I'm adding the depth perception of this. Bats have always been a transmitter of diseases and pandemics. Good morning, RBR Galeria. Okay. The key is to stay consistent no matter what direction you're putting. Key is to stay consistent, and every time you put in one stroke, you're making your eyes look in that direction. See this. You can also then later slowly darken up in between these areas. And see, notice you're using bolder pens and you're just working your way inwards so that there is this nice contrasting look on this. Make sure you outline this clearly, and okay, you're making it very clear. All these contrasting edges, you're making them very, very clear. Similarly, let me darken the face as well. First, I'm going to use a light pen. Before you darken, always remember you first start by light. So you start with the light pen, and so that you can just darken this. See this? I'm using my bold pens to simply darken over what I've already done. So this is an effective use of contrast, where once you have essentially done the basic work, you're using bolder pens to create depth. See, I am also now outlining and clearly separating the other areas so that this really stands out from everything else. Just really making this part stick out from this. All right, so that's the face. If you want to, here's how the depth really works. After this, you can in fact just use a bolder pen, even bolder pen, and just slightly work on the edges. So here I'm using a 0.3 pen. See, notice how I'm using it just at this corner. Just at this corner, and just you're touching, you're pulling, and see, this helps add a nice additional depth. Similarly, you can do the same on this ear edge and these extreme edges that you just want to show it as black. You can also use them to outline. See, so you can really get that nice dark and black look that one needs for the bat. See, it's the definiteness. Whenever you're drawing a line, you need to have a confidence that you know that this line is doing something, it's playing a role in the drawing. Make sure each line after the class. Ball pens or gel pens, absolutely. Ah, okay. Oh, Ramadevi. RBR Gallery is Ramadevi. See, you're not an old student, you're still my student, right? So I'm going to now work on the wings. Yes, absolutely. I can show you some drawings what I've done. In fact, in the weekend workshops, most of what we do is with gel pens only. Okay, now here going to the next part of this. Going to the next part of the process. Going to now work on these wings here. So for this one, I'm going to use a 0.1 pen, and I'm going to start by first just showing these. So you can merely just outline this. Just go with these flowing lines. Just one line after another. You can just simply draw these really flowing lines, one line after another. So the main thing here is first you are outlining them. Once you outline them, now you are dividing them into smaller sections. So these wings too, you're dividing into a section here. Here is another section you're just dividing. See, notice here, you got to start looking at these as individual sections. So here's another section. Here's another section. Here's how you draw with this. Then here you can draw another section. So it's like, like clothes that is folded, small sections, right? It's clothes that is folded into small sections. So you start by drawing that. You can also define the edges here. You can define the edges here. Let's draw the tree. Let's draw this tree trunk here. So here I am with the, see that? It's just one smooth flowing line. Don't draw this as a completely straight line. You can bring in small irregularities in it so that it has that organic look. Like, see, when you're drawing a line, you can either try and draw them as perfectly straight line, or you can just draw them as nice. That's really nice. See, work with a fine pen. That's really nice of you to say, Pooja. So you can also work like this. See that? So these are all two different languages of drawing. So when you're drawing like this helps create a really organic feel. This helps create this nice organic look towards the drawing. And you can repeat the same inside. You can just repeat the same inside and that. Work with lighter tips and then slowly work on the darker areas. So let me show you. Let's start off the adding in the details here. I just worked with the phase on the first to just set the premise for the drawing. Now let's work on the rest of the drawing here. I'm starting with the tree trunk here. So notice how I'm going to start by using a fine tip. So it can be 005, it can be 01, 2. First combine this. See, and you're just drawing out this tree trunk like effect, and it's super therapeutic. So you start with that. You start off with that. Then after that, you can define this edge. See, once you've drawn the part, you can just define. You can use a 0.3 pen and then press and define this edge here. Similarly, press and define it here. Similarly. The only problem with these YouTube lives is the YouTube interface isn't as friendly to sketch as Zoom is. Like, I mean, when I'm drawing on an Instagram or Zoom, I can very comfortably zoom in and zoom out. In this one, I find the zoom in option rather clumsily made. It's not very easy to just do. But here, see, notice here how I'm emphasizing on this area with a lot of bold lines, and as I go outwards, I'm drawing very less. I'm drawing, just very lesser lines, and here's how you can define this area. Similarly, let's work inside here. Let's work on inside this one. So inside this one, when I'm drawing, first thing is you have to be aware of the segment. What segment is it that you're picking? Let's say I'm drawing on the segment here. Okay, I'm working on the segment here. So you need to be first conscious of what is its contour. So for example, here is how it's contour. Imagine you are feeling your hand through it. Here's where the game begins. Imagine you're feeling your hand through it, and how would that go? Would you rather feel your hands this way, or would you rather feel this way? Most often when you're drawing a contour, draw it lengthwise. So that's one thing that I want to tell you. Whenever you're drawing contour, draw lengthwise. For example, here if you look, this is the lengthwise, right? So draw along that. The key thing here is to start observing the shapes of it. This really helps you improve your observational power, because now you're really looking at this. See, notice how, and don't end it here. So what pen am I using? I'm using a 0.1 pen here for this. I want to draw them as fairly dark. You can use a 0.1, you can use a 0.05. Don't press too much. Don't put in too much pressure on the pen. Fine liners is never about applying pressure. Don't apply any more pressure than what comes naturally to a drawing. Don't put any more pressure than that. See? Just by working over that, then it gets darker. Similarly, let's work on this area as well. Okay. See? Right? So you can draw this similarly here. Oh, I have not been feeling well since the past few days as well. So I'm just drawing these lines here to emphasize on this. Similarly, I'm showing the contouring here. And let's also draw the contouring and the shapes for these areas. Okay, so let's draw the contouring and the shapes for these areas where I'm. See, you need focus and you need to have a direction towards what you're drawing. And then what matters is the pen control. Notice this small fold here. The small fold is what helps define the shape. See, while there is pure silence and there is just you drawing, you can in fact feel the scratching sound. You'll be able to hear the scratching sound of the pen on paper, and that is very relaxing to hear. Just you're drawing and nothing else in between. We're slowly nearing the end of the session, slowly nearing the completion here. These morning sessions are intended to be very small and very light. Very small and very light. To help you start your day. Rather than making a masterpiece every day, it's to help you start your day. It's to start your day with a positive habit, and it's to give you focus. See, the best part about waking up early in the morning and coming and completing a drawing is that you in fact done something that's very hard to do, right? You're starting your day by doing something that's not easy to do, and by doing so you prime yourself up for any challenge that can come through the day. Once you start your day by doing something that's challenging, you're not shaken, you're not taken aback by any challenge that the day throws at you. How many of you agree with me here? So most of us, what happens is when we wake up, we start by checking our messages. We get into a whole reactive mode. We start by reading the newspaper. Nothing, I have nothing against all these, but the problem is doing that first thing in the morning puts you into a whole passive reactive mode rather than being an active participant. This way, you're actively creating something and you're putting an effort into coming. Yeah, I've been having this cold, and it's Delhi cold. So it's not going only a cough and a cold that I get here also. Now I'm just working on these edges here, okay? See, notice how I'm using now I'm using a 0.3 pen. So I'm using a 0.3 pen to start. See this? Point 3 pen to start sketching, and here you go. See this? I'm emphasizing on each of these edges here. See this, here's where the game begins. Here's where the beauty of this comes. think we're nearly done here. Now I'm just having fun adding the depth. Like we're nearly done. We're done. We drew this, done this. Let's also, like work on a. Let's also work on these edges. See these small edges that you just do, and that helps emphasize. Working on these edges here, just adding in depth and contrast. That's it. Like here you can do this, here you can do this, you can just show this, and finally to end it up you can just add a few thread like just here, and that's it. Let's just add a small finishing touch. Again, just working on just adding these touches here. And see, these once you finish, you can just work on these, these small edges where you're just slowly touching, you're dabbling, and you're creating these effects, and you can do that. That's it. I love this. Oh, I forgot. I nearly forgot. I wanted to add a small highlights on these around these eyes as well. I love this. So how's your experience coming live morning drawing this, and it's complete? I am signing off. Soul, 3rd October 2022. Once again, I thank you all for joining in. It was an absolute pleasure coming here in the morning, showing up live, and teaching you to draw this. I have a bad cold, and yet we are here. And everyone who's coming live, everyone who's even watching this recording, I have only one thing to say: stay consistent at it. Stay consistent at it. I wish you all the very best. I wish you all the very best for your day, for your life, and for everything else. Vijay Bhava. Take care and see you tomorrow.